Let's bring in Kevin Ding. He covers the Lakers for the Orange County Register. Let's go over the last 24 hours. How did we get to this point, Kevin?
Wow. Well, the Lakers really didn't know if Steve Nash wanted to be a Laker. And to be perfectly honest, they went into free agency, July 1st, thinking that they were going to re-sign Ramon Sessions as long as the free agent market didn't, yield an outrageous offer for Sessions. But in preparing for the possibility of what other options are point guard, they started to see how much sense Steve Nash might make. What they didn't really believe is that he would necessarily want to play for them. And when it turned out he did, they were more than a little excited.
Well, I think the Knicks thought they had him. And I give the Lakers a lot of credit because they held their cards as long as they could. They did find out from Steve's agent, Bill Duffy, you know what, he would consider going there, be closer to his kids. If he's not going to stay in Phoenix, then he has a chance. He's got a chance to win. I thought it was the perfect storm at the perfect time there for both the Lakers and Nash.
Yeah, and what's really going to be interesting to see, Dan, is everybody knows that Steve is an exciting and creative player, but he's just such a great team guy. And the Lakers, there's some stale air there still from it's been 2 years now from winning a title, but many of the same guys who still fall victim to the same complacency sometimes and a lot of dependency on Kobe's individual talent. So even more than Steve Nash's drive to win his first NBA title, I think just his spirit of team play and team building, it really could change the feel with the Lakers a whole lot.
Okay, Nash going there to the Lakers means what to Dwight Howard's future, if anything?
For the Lakers, it doesn't dictate it one way or the other. That they wanted to get their point guard, and they have their point guard, and they're in the same position that they were before. Steve Nash is, it's a lot more exciting now, and odds are that Dwight Howard, has to like the way a championship possibility might look with the Lakers a lot more now.
But that's the point, though, Kevin, is if I'm Dwight Howard, I'm looking at this going, it's a pretty good lineup. I got a point guard. I got a killer in Kobe, and I can play alongside Pau Gasol. We can create ourselves our own little dream team here, and I can end up winning a championship here. And I can be a brand. I can be in Los Angeles. Isn't that what he wants?
What does he want, Dan?
I don't know. I don't. I've given up trying to figure it out. I just figured if Nash is there, that certainly sounds a whole lot better than Sessions throwing me the ball.
Well, there's no question that having a point guard like that makes any big man, salivate. Andrew Bynum's people are excited, to be honest, about the possibility of him staying a Laker with Steve Nash around. Andrew has some issues with the ball, stopping in Kobe's hands all the time too. So whether it's Andrew or Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol was on a video chat, a Twitcom chat earlier this morning already, talking about how exciting it'd be for him to play with Steve Nash, saying Steve Nash has a lot of juice left and he wants to play with him too.
He's Kevin Ding, covers the Lakers, the Orange County Register. How does this not work out?
The one really curious thing basketball-wise is having a star point guard and a star shooting guard who, are both used to having the ball in their hands. That as you look back on NBA history, it just has not happened a lot. You look at maybe Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars is the most recent, tandem like that. And so the thing with Kobe is that it's going to be a change for him. But when he thought Chris Paul was going to be a Laker, he was excited about the possibility that Chris Paul is going to get him easier shots. Kobe is at a point where he's absolutely used to getting shots and having the ball in his hands, but he doesn't want to have to beat the whole defense to score. He wants to get the ball in his sweet spots and do his thing. And, I remember at the All-Star break, right before the All-Star break after the Lakers lost in Oklahoma City last season, he was like, look at the easy shots Kevin Durant is getting in this offense, and it's just too hard for me and Andrew and Pau to get our shots. We need to figure out a way to get easier shots.
And they will, and I think that's what Kobe understands now at his age and how hard he has worked. The mileage on those legs. Now he gets that opportunity. Maybe he posts up more. Jordan went to the post-up move late in his career. Maybe you see more of that. Maybe he actually gets more wide-open jumpers because of Nash. I think he helps the big men as well. But it's interesting, though, when you have a guy who's always had the ball and that feeling of, you know what, I'm going to let somebody else have it. But he can trust Nash. He could trust Chris Paul. He's not going to be able to trust some of these other younger kids with the ball, and I think that's what Kobe has to do. He has to relinquish a little bit of trust here.
Yeah, well, the thing with Nash is that there's no question there's a clear mutual respect from, I mean, these two guys, they came into the league at the same time in '96, the same draft, actually, and, you know, they've been on rival Western Conference teams for 16 years
Isn't
now.
that amazing, though, Kevin? What you just said, that Nash and Kobe came in at the same time.
And they've developed this. I mean, if you really look at each of their careers are so different, such different styles of play and different people, really. But their work ethic, that drive to overcome injuries and stay strong, the fundamentals that is really the foundation for their greatness. You know, they're so creative with the basketball, but it's all the work ethic, the practice, the things that you know that people maybe really don't realize about Kobe. Is that's where it all starts with him, and Nash appreciates that about Kobe too. It was just back in January of this year after a Lakers-Suns game. I mean, Nash said Kobe is, quote, the best player in the world at this point. I mean, this was 2012, so it goes both ways with those two guys.
The favorite in the West is now who?
I still say it's Oklahoma City, and we need to see, what happens with the Lakers. If they can get Dwight Howard, I think he's as exciting as Steve Nash is. Dwight Howard is just a true game changer in every possible way. I mean, LeBron is the only guy who can, you can compare him to as just a physical marvel out there, and especially with Nash now, for the Lakers defense to be where they want it to be, to have Dwight Howard on that back line, that would be really exciting for them.
Kevin, thank you. And, hey, got some things to write about now.
Hey, very interesting, huh?
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
All right, Dan.
Kevin Ding, Orange County Register, covers the Lakers.